The long-running case between Ripple and the SEC is now over. In the history of cryptocurrency, this is one of the most positive signs ever. Some crypto experts even think that XRP could reach $10,000 or more. That's pretty cool, right? Let's look at what's really going on. This video really does amaze me. Let's jump right in. Note: one of the most closely watched court cases in the history of crypto has finally come to an end. After 5 years of heated court battles, Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission have solved their case by agreeing to pay $125 million. As proven in court documents on August 18th, retired securities lawyer Mark Fagel, who broke the news on X, said it was the long-awaited end to a case that had shaped Ripple's path for 5 years. The lawsuit that was made in December 2020 was about whether Ripple's own token, XRP, should be considered a security. For years, the doubt cast a dark shadow over the asset, making it less popular and keeping prices from moving. People are wondering, what's next for XRP now that the dust has cleared? Not a word was spared by crypto lawyer Bill Morgan. On X, he wrote, "Yes, the lawsuit excuse has run its course for any further lack of XRP adoption or flat price action." His response shows how the market is feeling more and more. It's no longer possible for Ripple to hide behind legislative limbo. Now it's all on the company to show real growth and for XRP to show how useful it is in the larger crypto community. But if you only look at price, you might miss the bigger story. Ripple has been building an impressive world ecosystem in the background. At the beginning of September, an XRP exchange-traded fund proposal showed up on the CBOE market with the symbol XRPR. It would be the first spot XRP ETF listed in the US, which is a big deal. For those who don't know, an exchange-traded fund, or ETF, is a group of assets that can be bought and sold on standard stock markets like Apple or Tesla shares. In this case, a spot XRP ETF would directly track the price of XRP. This would let institutional investors, pension funds, and regular traders in traditional finance invest in XRP without having to buy or handle the tokens themselves. Why it's important: ETFs are often a link between crypto and Wall Street. We've already seen how Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs led to the flow of institutional money worth billions of dollars and raised prices. By getting its own spot ETF, XRP could see a huge rise in demand and liquidity, giving the token the general acceptance it's been waiting for. What does this mean for XRP? With the $125 million settlement, Ripple can put an unpleasant part in its past to rest and move on with its life. But it also gets rid of the last big reason why the coin has been behind its peers. With the ETF plan opening doors for institutions and the stablecoin business doing well, Ripple has the tools it needs to change its story. One thing is clear for both businesses and people who are just looking. Even though the lawsuit is over, Ripple's test has just started. Now, though, things really get interesting. Even though the case is over, XRP's story is only just starting. Also, we can't ignore what some of the biggest names in crypto are saying about where XRP might go next. Trust me, their predictions are crazy. If even half of them come true, you won't believe what the future holds for XRP. So, the excitement around XRP isn't just because it recently won a case with the government. The community on social media is full of crazy statements that are pushing the limits of what is possible. In a tweet, XRP Avengers made the bold claim that XRP will print the largest green candle in the history of cryptocurrency. At the same time, John Squire brought the community together by writing, "XRP Army stand unstoppable together." A captain of XRP was sure that the price of XRP would skyrocket to $130. The XRP group, which is sometimes called the XRP Army, is full of hope and energy as shown by these posts, but the talk doesn't end at prices in the triple digits. On social media, crypto fan Jack the Rippler asked an interesting question. Could it be possible for XRP to reach $10,000 per token by the end of 2030? At first glance, the number seems almost laughably high. With the price of XRP where it is now, getting to $10,000 would take an incredible rise of over 333,000%. It's a prediction that would change not only XRP, but also the coin market as a whole, making its market capitalization one of the biggest in financial history. The responses from the community were just as heated as the question itself. Susanna, one of the commenters, pointed out how huge the number was by saying that if XRP hit $10,000, its market cap would be close to $1,000 trillion, which is much higher than the current global financial standards. Furthermore, Daphne urged caution, pointing out that such a significant event would need a perfect alignment of several important factors: widespread adoption, clear regulations, and clear evidence of usefulness. She said the goal was big, but not completely impossible if Ripple keeps growing its community and gaining credibility with projects like the ETF and stablecoin adoption. Even though these conversations are based on speculation, I think they bring up an important truth about XRP. It's no longer just a piece of paper that's waiting to be certified. The settlement with the SEC made it possible for Ripple to increase adoption, get institutional funding, and build out its infrastructure around the world. It's still unclear whether XRP will hit $130, $1,000, or even the impossible $10,000 mark, but the amount of community interest and the size of the institutional opportunities suggest that the token has a lot of room to grow. XRP's story has changed from one of legal trouble to one of strategic chance at the very least. Ripple can now change itself and maybe even the whole cryptocurrency market now that regulations are clear. ETFs are possible, stablecoin growth is possible, and the company has a huge group of passionate fans. Not only for XRP, but also for the future of crypto acceptance around the world, the next few years could be very important. Allow us to now talk about Ripple's relationships. Things are getting crazy behind the scenes. Some of these partnerships could make a huge difference for XRP. Plus, I promise you that the strong signs from these deals will blow your mind. That means Ripple's impact isn't just in the US. It's spread all over the world, and the UK is aware of this. Recently, talks in the UK Parliament have brought up XRP's possible role in the future of global payments. This gives the token a new level of authority. Crypto experts are talking a lot about what this could mean for XRP and how more people might use it. The Emerging Payments Association has been pushing lawmakers to see XRP as an important tool for cross-border transactions.